So in problem 1, it says the table shows the number of pages Adriano read in X hours. We're going to graph the data, then find the slope of the line and explain what the slope represents. So if we're going to graph the data, we have our time and our number of pages. For our time of 1 hour, we have 50 pages. For 2 hours, 100. For 3, 150. And for 4, 200. Now, I want to find the slope of the line. My slope of this is going to be the change in number of pages per hour. So my slope of the line, going up. To find my rise over 1, I go up 50 over 1. So my slope is 50 over 1. If I were to write that on a chart, my x is the time, my y is the number of pages. So for every 1 hour, there are 50 pages. So my slope is Adriano read 50 pages per hour. In problem number 2, this is showing us yards to feet. So our first step, it says, is to graph the data. So the yards is my x, the number of feet is my y. So for every 1 yard, there's 3 feet. So 2, 6, 3, 9, which creates a straight line. So in order to find my slope, I'm going to go up 3 over 1. So my rise over run, or my slope, is 3 over 1. To put that into a chart, my x, again, is the yards, 1, 2, and my number of feet is the y, 3, 6. You can see this going up constant by 3 each time, like my slope. So my slope for every 3 yards, there's 3 feet. Number 3 is asking us to answer questions based off of this graph. So the graph shows the average speed of 2 cars on the highway. Question A says, what does 220 represent? 220 is this point here. By reading the graph, I know that my x is time. So 2, and I know that my y is distance, so 120. So by knowing that my 2 is the time and my 120 is the distance, I know that 120 on the graph represents a car traveling 120 miles in 2 hours. So when I look at question B, it's asking a similar question of what does 1.5 67.5 represent. So if I look at my graph, my 1.5 comes up right about here for my time, and my 67.5 comes right about here for the distance. So this represents the car traveling 67.5 miles in 1.5 hours. Question C says, what does the ratio of the y-coordinate to the x-coordinate for each pair of points on the graph represent? So, my y-coordinate is the distance, my x-coordinate is the time. So then that makes my ratio for the y-coordinate to the x-coordinate, distance over time, like 120 over 2. Question D is asking us, what does the slope of each line represent? So the slope of each line represents how fast the car is going. Question E is asking us, which car is traveling faster and how can you tell from the graph? We can tell that car A is traveling faster because for every 2 hours the car travels at 120 miles per hour, and for car B, for every 2 hours the car travels at 90 miles per hour. We can also tell because car A has a steeper slope than car B. For number 10 and 11, it's asking us to find the constant rate of change for each table. So number 10, they already solved for you. But for number 11, we're looking to find the cost per minute. I'm going to put the change over the change in minutes. And here I see it's going up by 15. Here I can see this is going up by 500 at a constant rate. So I put my 500 over my 15. And if I do my math, I get 0.03. So there's 0.03 cents per minute. Huh? Okay. Hi, Oliver.
Hello, Oliver. Do you have all of your stuff? Whatever. Where is it?
I don't know.
Oh,
What?
it's over in your pile or your box. How are you today? Not yet.
Happy birthday.
You can leave them in here. Put them there, somewhere back there. I would even, yeah, put them maybe over there. I don't think anybody's gonna mess with them.
I right here.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it Kyle's birthday too? This one.
Did you grab your stuff, Oliver? Whoa. Where'd you get that?
That hasn't been opened yet.
Where did you get it? Oh, cool. Did you trick or treat last night?
It's that Halloween.
Today's Halloween.
Morning, Cartier.
Happy Halloween. Hi, Cartier.
I have a little bit with
Hi, Celeste.
This snack.
Oh, that's okay. It is gonna happen at some point. Right?
It's Halloween. Now we have to watch a Halloween movie. Background. No. This is an elementary school. Yeah. It's a Christmas and Halloween movie. No, it's not. This is an elementary school. I don't give a damn. Huh? Bruh. I always gotta be the one to do this. Dude.
Okay. Hi.
Oh, you just have to slam into it.
Good morning, Roger. Hi, Laura.
I Let's get terrible. I'm going for my book. Let's get
Hi, Peter.
traumatized. Let's all get traumatized by it.
Hi, Caleb. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Oh yeah, I'll check my answers.
You have to what? For number 12, we're using the graph to find the constant rate of change. And we see here it goes up to 72 and over 6. So 72 over 6. If I do my math, this is a slope of 12. The points 0, 0, and 672 represent 0 pages being read at 0 minutes and 72 pages being read at 6 minutes. For number 13, it says Ramona and Josh earn money by babysitting. The amounts earned for one evening are shown in the table and graph. Who charged more per hour? Explain. So in order to do this, we need to find out Ramona and Josh's rate of change. So for Ramona, we'll set up our X and Y table. We can see that for hours, every 2 hours she made $18. For every 3, she made $27. For every 4, she made $36. This is constantly going up by 1, and this is constantly going up by 9. So Ramona's rate is 9 over 1. For Josh's earnings, I can use my graph and do my rise over run to figure out what his change of rate is. So for every 1 hour, Josh is earning $10. So we can see here that Josh charges more than Ramona does, 10 versus $9. Number 14 says the cost of one movie ticket is $7.50. The cost of 2 movie tickets is $15. Based on this constant rate of change, what is the cost of 4 movie tickets? So in order to find this out, I need to find the rate of change. So for 1 movie ticket, it's $7.50, and for 2, it's $15. I can see that this is going up by 1 at a constant rate, and that this is going up by $7.50 at a constant rate. So if I know that this is going up at a constant of $7.50, I'm able to do $7.50 times 4 to get $30 for 4 tickets. Question number 10 is asking us to analyze this table. So it says the table shows the cost to rent a paddle boat for 2 businesses. So question A says, what does 120 represent? So I can see here that my 1 is the number of hours, my 20 is the cost for water wheels cost. So point 120 represents the paddle boat costing $20 at water wheels for 1 hour. Point 250 represents the cost for a paddle boat at Fun in the Sun for 2 hours. So for every 2 hours, it costs $50 at Fun in the Sun. So for number 11, it is saying Joshua swims 25 meters in 1 minute. Draw a graph of meters swam versus time. Find the value of the slope and interpret it in words. So if we were to draw a graph, it could look something like this. We'll put our minutes down here and our meters here. So I know that for every 1 minute, Joshua swims 25 meters. So my first point could be here. If I were to write that over a slope, rise over run would look like 25 over 1. So the slope of 25 means that Joshua swims at a speed of 25 meters per minute. Question number 12 says the table shows the amount Maggie earns for various numbers of hours she babysits. We're supposed to graph the data, then find the slope of the line and explain what the slope represents. If we were to graph these points, could do hours and dollars. So 1 hour, 2, 3, 4 are my number of hours, and then the earnings we have 8, 16, 24, 32. If we were to graph them, it would look something like this, going up at a constant rate. There's a straight line there. Now to find my slope, I do rise over run to get 8 over 1. So the slope of 8 means that Maggie earns $8 an hour for babysitting. Number 13 says Zach completes 20 homework problems in 1 hour. Draw a graph of homework problems versus time. Find the value of the slope and interpret it in words. So for this one, if I were to draw my graph, I would put my hours down here. So for 1 hour, my homework problems, we'll put P up here, 20. So for every 1 hour, Zach completes 20 problems of homework. Rise over 1, 20 over 1. Zach completes 20 homework problems in 1 hour. And for number 14, the Jackson family rents 6 movies each month. Draw a graph of movies rented versus time. Find the value of slope and interpret it in words. So again, for my graph, right here would be my months. Here would be each movie. So for every 1 month, there was 6 movies rented. Plot my point there. Rise over run, 6 over 1. So the Jackson family rents 6 movies for every 1 month.